5 mistakes you should avoid when getting your mortgage. Hey there, welcome back to Hypofriend, your favorite channel dedicated to helping you find and get the right mortgage options. My name is Luca, I'm a mortgage expert, and today we're going to talk about some of the most common mistakes that people often make when getting a property and getting a mortgage. Mistake number 1, accumulating equity for too long. For some reason, people think that they need to save up a lot of money before they actually get a mortgage. Well, that's not always the case. In Germany, you can get up to 100% financing as a permanent resident, a blue card holder, a European citizen, or German citizen. So how much really do you need? If you end up waiting too much, what happens is you get higher interest rates, property prices increase, and you miss out on your dream property. So what is the right amount to invest? Well, the answer is it depends. At Hypofriend, during our consultations, one of the things that we do is deduce how much of an interest rate benefit you get from adding equity. Based on that interest rate benefit, we calculate the return on your investment, and we compare that return with your alternative investments. Whether it's an ETF, a private pension plan, it doesn't matter. What's important is leaving enough equity for your other investments so that over time, you can accumulate the maximum amount of wealth. If you want to find out more about how much equity you need to get a property in Germany, we've already filmed a video about that, and you can find it right here.
Mistake number 2, not checking your eligibility upfront.
While it is very tempting to rush in and reserve the property of your dreams, keep in mind that this can come with some risks. Once you reserve a property, the real estate agent or the seller is going to ask the notary to draft a purchase agreement. Once the notary does so, you owe the notary 0.5% of the property price. Even if you don't get the mortgage, even if it all doesn't work out, you still owe the notary that money. That's a lot of money. So make sure before you commit to a property, get a pre-approval so that you can sleep well at night. Mistake number 3, paying off your mortgage too quickly. A lot of people have this misconception that debt is bad and I need to pay off my debt as fast as possible. Well, that's not really true. Instead of paying off your mortgage very quickly with a very big monthly rate, you should keep a lower monthly rate. See, by having a lower monthly rate, you can reinvest into alternative investments that have higher returns. And by doing so, accumulate more wealth over time, which will allow you to pay off more of your mortgage in the future. In other words, you'll be less exposed to risk. Another reason is that by having a lower monthly rate, it's easier for you to rent your property out. You may not plan to rent your property out, but when we're talking about a mortgage, we're talking about 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, 30 years. Anything can happen. If you have a very big monthly rate and you need to rent your property out, then you just have a huge monthly deficit. And that's a liability that you don't need on your shoulders. Number 3, every bank includes a Sondertilgung. This is a special payment option which allows you to pay off 5% of your initial loan amount every year. This is important because it allows you to get the best of both worlds. You have the flexibility that comes from a lower monthly rate, and you have the ability to pay off your mortgage quicker if you wish to do so. Mistake number 4, choosing the wrong fixed interest period. In Germany, you need to choose a fixed term that can be as low as 5 years and as high as 30 years. At the end of the fixed interest period, there's 3 decisions you can make. You can either sell the property, repay your mortgage, or refinance. If you get a fixed interest period that is too long and refinance with a different interest rate, probably a lower interest rate before your fixed term expires, then you've been paying a higher interest rate for a longer fixation for many years for no reason. You've oversecured yourself. If on the other hand, you choose a fixed interest period that is too short, then you might be overly exposed to risk. After a very short period, your loan amount is high, and that means that if interest rates increase, your monthly payment when you refinance might be too high for your income to sustain. If that happens, you may be forced to sell your property at a loss. The fixed interest period is one of the most important decisions that you're going to make when getting your mortgage. It's also one of the most complicated decisions. So please make sure to do your research and make sure to consult an expert. If you want to talk to an expert, then feel free to talk to us at Hypofriend. We have a lot of mortgage advisors who have years of experience and are happy to help you. Mistake number 5, not negotiating the property price. If you are watching this video in 2023, then most likely property prices have already fallen around 5 to 10% and maybe even more than that in your location. It's very important that you take advantage of this buyer's market and you negotiate the price down. What people don't know is that there are online tools, property evaluation tools that tell you exactly what the value of your property is in the eyes of the bank. Feel free to check the link in the description to gain access to a free property evaluation tool. So there you have it. Remember, getting a mortgage is a very important and big financial decision. Make sure that you speak to the right people, make sure you get the right advice, make sure you're informed. If you liked this video and found it helpful, please leave a like, subscribe, it really helps, and we'll see you next time.